What is going on, guys, and welcome back to my Leicester City Career Mode. We're now on to the third episode, and if you haven't seen the last episode, make sure you check it out, as in that episode we did actually play our first two games. In this episode we've got another two games coming up, one against Premiership opposition in Spurs, and the second game is against German League opposition in Bayern Leverkusen. As you can see, we haven't got any points on the board at the moment. We're currently sitting in 19th place with 0 points, but I don't know if you saw there, but I am actually going to be changing up the formation, playing a 4-2-3-1, as it gives us more stability throughout the team, dropping Okazaki in to that midfield role just behind Jamie Vardy. The rest of the players are pretty much the same, but it was a really quiet first half against Spurs. That was pretty much the only chance there, Adebayor going through on goal, but other than that there weren't any other chances in the first half. So I decided that we needed to improve and start to move the ball a lot quicker to actually find an opening, as we did straight into the second half, as Kante thundered it against the crossbar. Really unlucky for us not to go 1-0 up, and we carried on piling the pressure on. Fuchs just putting the ball over the top from a corner, but as we got into the last 20 minutes, Spurs really did take hold of the game, putting a lot of pressure on. Kasper Schmeichel saving us once or twice, but the pressure did increase further and further on into the last minute. I thought we had been done right at the end, with Trippier putting a nice ball across the box, but it actually was ruled out for offside, luckily for me, because I thought that was it and we had lost it 1-0 in the last minute. But that was that, and we did actually get our first point on the board. As you can see by the stats, we were heavily dominated, especially in the second half. Their 10 shots to our 3, but this was actually a decision that I also made with the whole cup competition thing, because obviously I'm doing this series because of the Super League. That's what it's all about. So I decided to sim the cup games, and we did actually manage to beat Atletico Madrid 2-0 in that cup game. But going into our second game against Bayern Leverkusen, unfortunately with pretty much the first chance of the game, they went through and scored. I was really disappointed to concede this goal, because it was my defensive mistake which let them through to score the goal. But right in the half time, did actually play Vardy in to Kante, who had a decent strike, but the keeper matched it pretty well, making a good save, meaning that we went into half time 1-0 down, which is pretty disappointing. And they came out in the second half creating more and more chances, but nothing really to show for it. Going into the last minute of the game now, we were really chasing the game. As you can see, they dropped back to take their 3 points, but we came at them. Vardy playing it into Danny Drinkwater, who had a decent strike going top corner, but the keeper matched it with a really good save. I thought that was actually going to be a last minute equaliser for us, but the keeper did pull out a top draw save, meaning that we would actually lose that game against Bayern Leverkusen. Pretty disappointing with the goal we did concede, but nevertheless we did lose the game, unfortunately, and we will have to look to next episode to see what happens with that. All in all, the league table is looking pretty tight. Juventus are the only team that have won all of their games so far. We are stuck down the bottom of the table, around 19th position, which obviously isn't too great, but it is early days yet. We've only played 4 games and there are 38 to play, so I'm pretty confident we will stay up, and I think things will start to improve in the next episode or two. The next 2 to 4 games, things will definitely get better. We just need to score a few more goals, as we are relatively tight at the back. But anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit the like button, and if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.